everyone, my name's Cheyenne, and today I'm going to talk about the evolution of cartoon characters over the decades. Cartoon characters changing throughout generations is not only a good thing, but a necessity. How many times has a favorite cartoon character you have changed, causing you to no longer want to watch the show? For me, it's happened a lot. It could either be from the sound of the character changing, or the animation changing. Either way, I have had that experience multiple times throughout my life. I used to be resentful about the change, not knowing why the change was made. I've come to learn now that those changes were for a multitude of reasons. One of the big reasons for the change is the progress of technology. Another factor is due to staff changes. The third and less known, but probably most important reason for the change is characters needing to progress with the times. As technology changes, so does the medium that it's used to create cartoons. Cartoons used to be drawn by hand by animators. For Walt Disney's first animated movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they used Technicolor filming from Sandoval 2022. Today, cartoons are made up of a combination of computer software and hand-drawn. Throughout the 3 years that it took Snow White to be made, the animators didn't have that kind of technology. Everything was hand-drawn. They even had to use models to model how the actors would look and flow so that they can create a more realistic drawing of the character. And nowadays, just put it on a tablet and AI does it. Animators now also have their artwork scanned into softwares, or they can design straight off the tablet. Now, think of your favorite cartoon character or show from your childhood, and think about the changes that you've seen. For me, my favorite cartoon character was Scooby-Doo. And Scooby-Doo started in 1969. Since then, it's had a bunch of different variations and different types of animated episodes. The animations have changed. And of course, I prefer the original 1969 because that's what I grew up watching. But it doesn't matter how the animation changes, Scooby-Doo is still a scared, sleuthing, and silly dog. Even though his animation changed, it doesn't change the theme of the show. I'm sure you've all heard the expression, the show must go on. Well, that's how it is with cartoons. Cartoon characters can't live forever, or cartoon character actors can't live forever, but cartoon characters live forever, but people do not. Cartoons can go on for decades, surpassing the lives of the original voice actors. That's from Hodges 2024. The animated Batman, the first one, was voiced by Kevin Conroy. He voiced Batman for decades. When he died in 2022, they weren't going to just stop producing Batman movies. They just had to find someone else to voice the character. Also, actors leave because of conflict with the network, and sometimes the voice actors just leave just to expand their opportunities. As the world makes progress towards improving cultural and racial sensitivity, the characters and voice actors change as well. In 2020, a lot of white actors stepped down from voicing black actors due to cultural appropriation. One of the most well-known is Mark Henry, who played Cleveland in the Family Guy show and the spin-off. He stepped down in 2020 along with multiple actors. That's from Gander 2024. When Disney put Dumbo on Disney Plus, they had to remove a scene that had a bunch of racial tendencies. That's from NBC News 2019. So in that scene, it was a bunch of black crows, and they were doing a stereotypical black voice, axe, and it was kind of making fun of the Jim Crow laws at that time. So now when you watch it on Disney Plus, that whole scene is cut out. So even though it's changed the show and it's different, it's progress. Characters can also be redesigned to have less stereotypical features. But even though it's sad to see characters change, there's typically good reasons why the changes were made, and we should embrace the fact that our favorite characters get to live on even if the original voice actors pass away or the animation gets improved. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Zach.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic. What made you pick it?
As someone who loves cartoons, growing up watching cartoons and going to Disney, I just thought it was a really fun topic to explore more of.
Cool.
Mina.
What was the most shocking thing you learned when you were researching?
The most shocking thing was how many white actors played black characters. I did know about Cleveland Brown's voice actor, but in the article that I read, there was like at least 6 mentioned, which was a lot more than I thought would be. Any other questions? Katie.
Do you know the first or the oldest cartoon?
I know that one of the oldest cartoons is Oswald the Rabbit from Walt Disney. That was one of the first cartoons he ever did. And then the first movie with animation was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Awesome.
Thank you.